Okie dokie. Madara steps out of that other dimension with both Rinnegan activated now. And we find out that Obito's body is still in play, which makes sense because Black Zetsu needs to be attached to something in order to function, and he needed to get Madara out of that other dimension using the Kamui, so that makes sense. What doesn't make sense is how Kishimoto continues to write Sakura into a corner intentionally. She activates the Hyokogu seal, same as Tsunade, because Kishimoto has been in this power-up spree. I don't know if you noticed, but if you're a member of Team 7, you're getting a power-up. Unless your name is Kakashi, then you get a power down. So Sakura goes in for Madara, and she says, I'll distract him, okay? But then, given what happens after that, it's kind of like Kishimoto saying that Sakura cannot even be a distraction. And this is the thing that really got me like, whoa, hold on a bit, hold on. Do you remember last week when Madara threw that rod and Obito used Kamui to get Sakura out of that other dimension, therefore being unable to destroy the Rinnegan? If Sakura had activated this seal in that chapter, she would have been able to take the rod, stand in front of Obito, take the rod, and destroy the Rinnegan. Oh, but that would have been way too simple. People want to see Madara at full power, so give him both Rinnegans. Anyway, moving on. She can't land a hit because she says she's facing an invisible wall, which later on we find out. I think it's a pretty safe assumption to say that it's not a wall, but the limbo clones that actually stopped her from hitting Madara in the face. Naruto saves her. And then Sakura looks over at Sasuke, proving once and for all that things have really changed. We find out thanks to Sasuke that Madara has made 4 additional Limbo Shadow clones, and then Naruto actually makes 4 of his own, and then just goes in. Now if you look at the panel, you'll find that Naruto is being very specific. Combat-wise, he's knowing how to block these Limbo clones, which is really surprising considering the fact that if these clones are the same type of Limbo clone that Madara used previously, he should not be able to see them. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to flip a coin, and depending on what side it lands on, that's the explanation that I'll go with, alright? And it landed on, okay, so it looks like I'm going to have to go with the fact that Naruto can sense the clones very, very well. The only thing is, if he's able to sense them and react accordingly, especially if the clones are moving really fast, that also means that Naruto is able to sense Madara's pubic hairs. Chibaku Tensei! I like how when you see the rubble rising up, you get a mini panel of Gaara and Lee. And Gaara's all like, Lee, we gotta leave, we're not main characters. It's kind of funny how Madara's taking his sweet time to create like these sort of mini meteors when it's been previously established that he can bring 2 big ones down without breaking a sweat. Anyway, in order to fight these falling rocks, Naruto sends out, or uses rather, a Bijudama Rasen Shuriken, which is different than any normal Bijudama in that it has a more epic name. Sasuke jumps into the sky with a brand new flying perfect Susanoo, and the only thing is the scans that I read, the image is kind of blurry, so you can't really see the full detail, but what I've seen of it looks pretty badass. It looks epic as fuck. I mean, it has wings, for crying out loud. And, he has a sword, so he's like, slicing these rocks in half. But either way, the rocks are just there to act as a distraction, really, so that Madara can go up and look at the moon. Rips off his headband, which looks kind of weird, because the headband is part of his skin. Gotta have the epic music for this moment, like, oh. Sharingan reflects itself on the moon, thus beginning the infinite dream, the infinite Tsukuyomi. I also forgot to mention that, sometimes I just forget that Zetsu has the ability to record shit. And he's like, oh, I'm Twitter pic. Now call me crazy, but assuming that Naruto and Sasuke can't beat Madara, wouldn't a solution to this problem would be like to pull a Dragon Ball and I don't know, destroy the moon? And then Sasuke, if he has sort of like the same abilities with his Rinnegan that Nagato and Madara has shown in this chapter, he can create another moon with Chibaku Tensei. A good plan of action would be destroy the moon, fight Madara, and then create another moon. Then again, I kind of get the feeling that Kaguya is going to somehow come into all of this, just because of the moon and, she's the rabbit in the moon, all that stuff. Quick shout out to the best quote of the chapter, which is Madara saying, "So if you die together, Would that be considered teamwork too?
You merely adopted the Rinnegan. I gave birth to it.
It's an action chapter, guys, which means it's probably going to take about 5 minutes in the anime. That being said, it's still a solid chapter, and I think I was over anticipating this chapter so much so that I had a dream about what this chapter was going to be about. Let me tell you, it's a good thing that that dream did not come true. In case you want to know, the dream chapter started with a 1010 flashback. Of all things, a fucking 1010 flashback. And in the chapter, it was revealed immediately that 1010 all this time, because we don't know what her last name is, she'd always been a Nuzumaki in hiding. It's just that she had decided to dye her red hair brown. And that's just the start. Just leave me alone. Thank you for watching. Comment, like the video if you did. Subscribe to my channel. Catch you guys later. Bye.